What's up, guys? Welcome. What a morning it's going to be. What a morning it is going to be today. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, let's get into it. ES has now taken both London and Asia high here. So I like the short at 540 here, guys. This overlapping TraderMade M15 here. But I'm not going to take it as it's only 2 minutes into the open. And even though it was really good risk reward, right? Because the idea was basically going to be something like this. It was going to be right there with a stop loss here. And a take profit was going to be down here like this. So that was the idea. So that was a 3R trade here. But again, I don't love to take trades right at the open, especially on a very volatile day like today. So playing it safe here and waiting for a better setup, even though this looks to be like the best setup so far. By the way, guys, if you're tuned in here, please give a thumbs up. That's going to help the channel grow, and I appreciate it very, very much. It's looking like a really good short here, which is kind of annoying. Probably should have taken it with the risk reward on it, but I guess, you know, sometimes you got to follow those rules that you have for yourself. Can't take trades if you don't want to trade before a certain time, right? So we did tag that M15 here, this H1, and a little bit of that H4. So in general, I'm looking for higher prices. We did tap back into discount of that move too. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking for higher prices essentially. Asia accumulation, London manipulation, and then what New York distribution kind of would be ideal. So here's your SMT here, guys, where ES took the high and NQ did not. What do you want to see here? We want to see FOD candles, and they're on. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so 15-minute has swept. The hourly just swept, and our 4-hour is indecisive. Also, guys, we need some music here. Let me know how that music is, if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, if you enjoy it, if you don't. So a little unfortunate, guys, that my original short idea has played out to the freaking T here. These are the kind of days where you kind of get a little upset that you didn't pull the trigger before your certain time period that you trade, right? Again, I'll go over the idea. So here's a TraderMade. This is a balanced price range, right? You have a 15-minute push to the upside and then a 15-minute push to the downside. And you have two gaps here that are overlapping. So the idea is to short the area right before the overlapping with a stop kind of right above it, right? So let's look at what this looks like on a, if we were to, can I please have the right tool? Thank you. If we were to have sold this here at the overlapping gap with, let's say two minis, right? Because you don't have too much of a risk, right? So let's say you were risking 400 bucks. You only would have taken at 150 bucks worth of drawdown or whatever, and you would be up currently 2250. So this might have been the nicest trade all week that I've had an idea to take, and sadly did not execute because of time. And you know, I'm a big talker of time and price. So I guess, you know, moral of the story is you can definitely follow your what you believe to be the proper price and time alignment. But every once in a while, there is a trade that comes before those times that you'd like to trade. And sometimes, I guess, as you know, we see right now, sometimes it's a good trade to take. As we can see, this thing is ripping to the downside currently, and we would be up very nicely. So we would currently be up about $2,300 on this, but again, that requires us taking a trade right at the open. And I had this marked out here on my other chart that you guys can't see as a potential trade idea, and didn't take it. And You know, the reason why I liked it a lot is because this is discount. I mean, sorry, this area here is premium, right? And we came into premium, okay, of this range and completely got sold off by sellers, right? And then we were attempted to revisit that area and sold off. So also that 15-minute BPR, 15-minute T-Made, that is a beauty there, and it has really good risk to reward, right? So sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times I'm looking for really good risk to reward, because if I'm going to put risk on, it needs to be really good reward. This is an area of really good reward, right? And you could have just taken one. You don't have to take two or three minis, right? At the open, you could have said, okay, I don't want to take that many. I'm just going to play it safe and take one or 5 micros or something, right? Well, this thing, even with just one, okay, with a stop right here for $200 risk, would be paying you over $1,200 right now. That is an incredible trade. So, what do I want to see here, guys? Well, let's check our calendar here. So the Fed rate decision is coming in at 2 p.m. today. The FOMC economic projections comes in at 2 p.m. and we have 2:30 is the press conference, right? So 2 p.m. is going to be very, very wild time. Probably a good time to hop on your evaluations and not risk real cash, okay? That's going to be my advice. See if we get some buyers stepping in here at the lows. Doesn't look like, listen, we are just selling right through all of this. Look at those candles go. So we have London here, London low here, and we do have a bit of these higher time frame, right? The H4, the H1, they all stack up here in this area, guys. So again, as far as good risk reward comes, right? And we write it back up, let's just say, right? We do have an SMT at the highs, but let's say we do want to write it back, or even 50% of this move, right? Let's say we're writing it back to 50% of that move, let's say. To me, that's really good risk to reward. I probably would not take it on NQ. I probably would take this on MNQ because of the, I would want to risk, I mean, ideally, I would be okay risking something like this, right? 437s, but I'd want to have my stop down here, to be honest. I'd want to have a bigger stop, like a 30-point stop on this, just in case we do wick around. So it might be a situation where we do have to go into the micros here. We're going to check this out real quick. For MNQ, we're going to go to MNQZ. Remember, guys, the rollover has occurred, and you need to be trading the December contracts, which is going to be the Z contracts, okay? All right. Let's see what this is going to look like once it loads. So I really just care about this 4 hour currently. This 4 hour is going to take previous 4 hour right here, okay, and tap into a potential buy area that I really like. So we're going to mark that out. We got our H4 there. Beautiful. And then we also have a 15-minute that I care about that's sitting in there as well, which is this one. That's an M15 there. So these are stacking right around where I want to see. So two ways to trade this, right? We can either get an entry set up. We're going to go 5 here. Stop loss about 250. Take profit back up into the range. Right? And then you can base it off of a 50% move. So if we were to come into our entry here, 50% would be all the way back to there. So you're risking 250 for $517, which would be a pretty good trade here. And the good thing about it is it's going to be at exact, it's going to probably potentially happen between 950, 1010, which we could get that reversal. ES is at midnight open here. See if ES can hold midnight. I'm going to change this to orange so it matches my midnight open color. There we go. Can you guys see the charts nice and clear? Let me know, guys, if you guys see the charts nice and clear here. Just got a message from my buddy Zach. He's like, I know you're in that short. I know you're in that short. Sadly, I missed a short, but I definitely just talked about it on the stream. Look at this, guys. Right up to that midpoint of that last hourly up candle. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This stuff is perfection. But yeah, this short was money, man. Really, really money. A push right into that 15-minute gap there, and it's completely delivered to the downside. You don't see it that clean all the time, that's for sure. You don't see it that clean. It looks like ES is holding to the upside here, creating some massive divergence with ES and NQ, right? We have SMT here at the lows now. Guys, a reminder, if you're here watching, I would appreciate that thumbs up. You know, being new to YouTube, that thumbs up is pretty much the currency here. It's what helps us grow. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Again, I do appreciate all of it. Very, very much. So, guys, the old me, okay, the me that was a wild child, would be looking to go short somewhere here at this 50% mark, right? With that continuation into that London low. Now, I'm not going to do this because I am bullish and I want to see London lows get taken, right? But I don't want to be the guy that shorts into it. I've been burned a few times doing that. Why? Because ES is back at its highs. So I have to watch that asset because that asset is strong here. If that asset can get above its highs, NQ will just continue to push to the upside here. So, and it is what it is, right? We'll just leave this low and create that lower high. And that's part of the game. It's part of the game we play today, guys. Part of the game we play today. And we just took out previous day low. So, yeah. I don't want to get into it long here, but this is actually wouldn't be a bad long. I just don't like the idea of getting into a trade before 10 a.m. But if you really believe in this thing to pump here, this could be the move here, guys. This 5-minute inversion here. Just inverse that 5 minute. This thing could just start to rip now. But yeah, so far that opening short that I was talking about is the best trade so far. Massive move to the downside here. And now it looks like we're gearing up for a nice push to the upside. So what I want to see now is if we get a closure here, I want to see a retest of these 500s, 24 500s, and then continue to rip higher. Watching ES closely as it's attempting to go higher here. This would be a good trade. A very small risk reward here. $100 on the M and Qs. Let's see if we have any more inversions here. So we have that 3-minute here as well. We have the, we don't have a 1 minute until up here. This is the first 1 minute of the day. So very important 1 minute here. We're going to mark it out just to have it marked there, but very important M1. First presented. So yeah, I mean, I would like this a lot if we could get back up here, down here, right? This would be a really good trade. Looking for that London high, but we may not get that, sadly. Retrace of this would have been A+, guys. Those 490s to hold to go back higher. That's what I would want to see to get long there. I can't long this up here. Yeah, I just can't. This really sucks, guys. Missed the short and the long, but again, I don't care because I don't really trade until 10 o'clock, so... the only thing I can see here is that maybe 10 o'clock is just a continuation here. So we'll see how 10 o'clock unfolds. But currently, just so you guys can see, we are ranging, right? We might be waiting for news at 2 p.m. So we are currently ranging. This 4-hour candle has not taken previous high or low, and we are inside. So that's an inside candle, which means there's indecision here to which direction price wants to go on the higher time frames. With that said, 2 trades here unfolded before 10. And again, I don't care so much because I don't trade usually before 10. Just my data tells me that 10 o'clock is my edge. So let's talk about those 2 trades. The number 1 trade was the 15-minute short that I had talked about right at the open. That's 530s, 538s, all the way down to this area. And then the next trade is the 3-minute or 5-minute inversion. They pretty much line up at the same place today. So pretty much as soon as that candle closes right here, right, you could get into an entry and target this high. Again, your stop should be the low, so your risk reward is not the best, okay? But, okay, here's that. Oh, no, I thought that was that new 10 a.m. candle. It's not. But it may not be the best risk reward, which is why you'd have to just play the 5-minute BPR here. essentially. So we might get an entry here, actually. We might be able to try this. It looks like we might get a stab here. Something like this, I would be okay with trying. Very small risk on this. See if it tags us in here. I'd give it about a little room too. Can you please modify, bro? See if we get tagged here. It'd be beautiful if we can get a tag here. So we did push right to that entry, just didn't get tagged. I think I put it in right after. All right, so our entry is in discount. Discount needs to hold here, guys. See if we get a push to the upside here. This is a 5-minute TraderMade model or BPR. See if it holds. It really needs to hold price. We are back in discount of this move here. It is prior to 10 a.m., but that's okay. 9:50 to 10:10 does give us a good edge here, and I'm only risking $100 in this trade. Very, very good risk to reward. Let's see if it holds. ES is dumping back into the range though, so this might not be a. We kind of might get cooked here. That's why we have very good risk reward on this trade. I'm gonna put it below that one, this candle here. Let's see. 5-minute is, they're fighting to hold price here. See if they can hold it in here. We pushed through those 5-minute gaps though, which I don't love. I do want to see price getting bought up very quickly here. If not, we will get taken out. But again, guys, very good risk to reward, and that's all we want to trade, right? Very good risk reward trades. I'd be looking for these highs to get taken. All right, we took our first loss today. It's a $100 loss here. 31. But it doesn't look like it went across any of the accounts. So that is obvious. That is odd. Oh, it's not. Oh, I don't have it enabled. Okay, so we took $117 also a loss on one account here. So let's see what we could have done here. That 5-minute got inversed, so now I have to wait for 10 a.m. If it takes me out and then just fucking rips to the upside, I will cry, guys. We will cry live on stream. No, I'm joking. All jokes aside. Really good risk reward trade. I love that trade. I would take that any day. I'll risk $100 for the possibility to make $1,000 or $800 or whatever that was any day of the week. So we wait 1 minute here. We have 10 a.m. is about to pop here at 15 seconds. See what 10 a.m. brings us. If 10 a.m. takes London low here, I would be open to longing this area of price. Gonna let that sit there in case it pushes pretty quickly to the downside here. I like this entry. I like this area a lot for potential push to the upside here. Good risk reward. So ES is still holding above midnight open. It has not sold through midnight open here. NQ's new 4-hour, or every NQ NES has their newest candle opening here. Let's see what we get. So guys, for me, the way that it works, I can't be bearish until we get below these areas, okay? This is our bullish line of defense here. So I can't really be bearish until we break below this, right? That's why that morning short was so good, because it was a push into this area where buyers are going to be are present, right? Or should be present. So we just took London low. See if we can get a bigger push here. Four-hour midpoint, 15-minute midpoint here. ES is dragging behind very far, so we do have SMT here as well. Looks like we're going to get tagged here. Let's see if we can get tagged here. If it doesn't get me in here, I will be very, very angry. Come on, bro. You have to be kidding me. If it closes here, I have to take a long from there. See if we get the closure here. We have 34 seconds here. This would be very annoying, bro, if it like my long at 447, I had it at 37, so 10 points of it missed me by 10 points. Really frustrating. All right, so it would just tag us in. We're gonna try this, guys. This is the model here is printing. So we are going to try this and see if we get tagged in here. So what we have here is a 1-minute inversion, 15-minute sweep, hourly sweep, 4-hour sweep, right, of all the assets. With SMT, with an SMT with NQ here. I don't love that ES is 4-hour swept highs and then closed back inside the range. So that I don't love, but that just gives us SMT here. So we'll see if this holds. Again, a sweep of London. I would take this trade 100 times. A sweep of London lows here, right? Tapping into the 4-hour, almost a 15-minute, another 15-minute that's here, and there's also an hourly here. This is A+ for liquidity sweep, higher time frame imbalance, 1-minute inversion. This should lead to higher prices here. And if it doesn't, guys, then this would be my second attempt, and I probably would go risk off with the funded accounts, and will just trade some evals because I know risk management is the most important thing. And a day like today where we're waiting for very, very serious news, if we're not getting the delivery I want to see, then I'm just not reading it correct, right? So here's the idea on this trade, guys. It is a 3.38R trade, which would get, I'm risking about $200 and it would pay me, it would pay your boy almost $800 here if we can get this thing to push. Now, my biggest fear here is ES is now below midnight open, which it could not do previously. Okay. Number one. Number two, I don't like the ES's 4 hour was taken and it closed back inside. I don't want to see that. The hourly here did it as well. So on the hourly candle, this is a sweep of the high and a closure back in the range, right? So you have candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. So candle 3 could be a expansion candle down based on this model here. So we'll see. But again, I'm a reversal trader, and I'm going to look for the best risk reward on a reversal. And that means, very simply, that I'm going to look for a higher liquidity time frame sweep, which is your London low. I'm going to look for us to be tapped into some sort of higher time frame imbalance, which is in this area. We are stacked with a 4 hour, 15 minute, 1 hour. I mean, if it's there, if you can name a PD array, it is there. It is sitting in this area. It is missing a daily, but that's okay. We don't need the daily to be there. So again, we've also been pretty much ranging. So, you know, why would this thing not just push right back into the range? That's kind of the concept here for this trade. We'll wait and see what happens, guys. But when you're in a trade, guys, the biggest thing that I'll leave you with if you're watching and you're trading with me is you don't need to manage a position. All right. If you have a model and the model appears and you know that your model has an edge over a certain amount of time, you take it. That's it. That's how it works. No need to overmanage the model. Don't love how we're seeing all of these wicks here. This is not a great sign for our trade, right? A lot of exhaustion from buyers as they're trying to push price above my entry. So I don't love to see that. We are still holding this this 1 minute pretty nicely. So yeah. This is a tricky environment, guys. We have ES still has London lows, right? But NQ doesn't. It took its London lows. And then also ES took its London high. ES and NQ has not taken London highs. So we have divergence at the lows, divergence at the highs. So we are basically gridlocked between these two assets here. And that is, it is what it is, right? We are gridlocked between two assets. And very likely because of news coming this afternoon. Very important news that we have been waiting for. Don't love to see this kind of like roll over exhaustion kind of vibe going on here. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This is a little tricky. We are longing a potential hourly expansion to the downside, but as a reversal trader, it still looks good. We have SMT at the lows. We have 1 minute inversion gap. Those higher time frame imbalances, they got tagged. Liquidity sweep. I mean, we have everything we want to see, right? Only thing we might not have is we might not have the direction on our side right now. I don't love this right here, this hourly sweep here. And then a close back in the range. Don't love that. Don't love that for our position here. This could be a continuation candle. Hourly continuation to the downside. But we are going to hope that buyers step in right where they need to, which is in this area. Let's go, buyers. Let's go. We've also taken previous day low, right? So if you're a buyer, you want to be below previous day low. You want to be positioned in the daily wick to the upside. So we'll see. See what happens here. The other thing I don't love is the fact that our daily candle closed pretty bearish yesterday. So I mean, there's two things, right? Like I would love to see. I would love to see us, what is this? I would love to see us retest the midpoint of that daily candle, which is going to be this right here. That would be ideal, right? A push into 591s. That'll be a massive trade for us if that we were to get that. We're pretty much trading into 50% of this daily candle here. This is the worst trade ever. I've been in and out of profits like the whole time. Let me go to NQ real quick. Okay, so we're at -2, -2.5, which is a great area for reversal. We're going to create an hourly fair value gap here at 11. If we create it, we create it. We're at 50%. Can we get back above those 83s? Back above those 83s would be important. MNQZ. Back above those 83s. So how many of you guys would have cut this trade already? That's a good question. How many of you guys would have said, fuck this trade. We're in and out of profits. This isn't worth it. And just cut it. New 15-minute candle here. I might just take my $100 profit here, guys, and get out of this trade. I mean, this is the longest taking reversal I think I've ever seen. So 15-minute just swept here. I have to be careful here. This could want to see lower after that sweep. I hate to do it, but I have to because we've just taken. So if I'm positioned in this 15-minute wick here, I have to go break even when a 15-minute candle gets taken here. So see if we can get a push up into this 0.5 area. We can get a push up into those 83s. I'll probably take this trade off. I don't know if I love it anymore. It's just taking way too long. I mean, we've been in this thing forever, just chopping around, and now we've taken the higher end of the range that we've created here. See if this 15-minute can deliver us higher. But we might get, yeah, we're out. We're out of this trade, guys. That's break even. Not mad about that at all. But yeah, as soon as that, you have to protect yourself, right? There's still a way to trade, even though you're a reversal trader. Protecting yourself is the most important thing. And right there, what happens is, if I'm long, okay, on this inversion here, if I'm long, let's say on this inversion right there, okay, and we're chopping around that thing for as long as we have been, and we finally get a new 15-minute candle, it pushes up, takes 15-minute high, and pulls right back down, you have to go break even because essentially you are trading, right? Essentially, I'm in this 15-minute wick here. So a new 15-minute candle taking a high and coming back into the range is going against my trade, right? My trade idea. So you have to protect yourself there. Now, you could trade the hourly candle, right? Because we're still in the wick of this hourly. If this hourly flips to the upside, we're still in the wick of the hourly. But I don't love this price action. If you study reversal traders and how we trade, right? Usually, if you're on the right side of the market, this thing creates a V-shaped recovery, comes back, maybe does a little chop, and then, I mean, we're gone. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this indecisiveness at the lows here, especially after taking a London low and taking or tapping into all of these higher time frame imbalances. So yeah, very happy with the choice that I made there. Sadly, we couldn't make any profits, but it's okay. Snagga says, I jumped off that trade and took $3 profit. Yeah, good thing, dude. As soon as I saw that 15-minute, I had to protect myself. It was no longer in our interest, right? Because the closure was really nice. Like, we had a really nice closure here. Like, this 15-minute candle, you know, takes these lows and closes bullish. But the problem is that new candle opens, immediately takes its high, and then sweeps right back down. And that is not what I want to see, right? I want to see a sweep of the, I don't want to see a sweep of the high. I want to see a continuation, because this new candle should be a candle that delivers price to the upside, right? And listen, I mean, we could still rip all the way back up here, maybe test VWAP again, maybe push up here, right? But the thing is, I want to be in trades when price and time is aligning. And obviously my entry, even though it was a A+ entry as far as everything I'm looking for, my checklist is all there. Obviously price and time is not aligning, right? We are just chopping. So when I say time and price is aligning, I'm talking about, I want to see these new hourly candles open, and I want to see either a continuation or I want to see a reversal happening, right? And I want to see buyers or sellers being dominant in that time, right? In that move. I don't want to see indecision sitting at a very key area, which is these lows. And good morning, Matt. What's up, brother? Always good to see you here. Guys, I'm gonna log into. So I'm right now trading all my funded accounts. I'm gonna log into. Some eval accounts here. I have 3 eval accounts that I have just been kind of copy trading with the funded accounts that I have. So I'm gonna log into them. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch the screen over. All right, guys, we're back. By the way, guys, I don't know if you've seen all of our partnerships we have here. So those were the partnerships. If you use our code or my code for TraderMade, the TMade code gives you a nice discount at those partners that we have. Those are partners that we're partnered with, and obviously we make a small commission off of it, but it does give you a nice discount, and we appreciate it because that helps us do giveaways and it helps us grow the community. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. Appreciate you guys, by the way. You guys know that. All right, so now I've added, I still have the funded accounts on. I'm still linked into the funded accounts, and I've now added a few evals. So I now have 11 accounts total here. We are only down $100 on one account, $117 on one account. And then we've paid fees on the rest, but because we broke even, basically. So we paid some fees on the rest. I'm going to see if I can add the P&L here to the underneath my cam. I was doing it, and I did really enjoy it. Let's go ahead and add that P&L here. If this thing decides to finally start going, guys, I'm not even going to be mad about it. I'm going to be okay with it. It'll just be annoying, right? But I don't want anything to do with this. This is extremely, extremely rangy and choppy and accumulating. So I don't want anything to do with it currently. Again, guys, following my rules, and that is the thing that I love about my trading currently in the last bit, is I've really been super on point. I've been incredibly on point with my risk management and with my my discipline lately. You know, I sit out on days where price is not giving me an edge, and I'm okay holding trades for nice moves. But I'm also okay taking them off as soon as the model appears that price could potentially perform against us, right? So it feels really good to be super spot on lately. And even though I've taken a small little loss of $100, guys, it's nothing in the fact. It's nothing in the bigger picture, right? That's part of trading. So another thing is I could be upset about me calling out that really nice short at the open and not taking it. But the reality is, guys, my back testing data shows that my edge does not appear before 950 to 1010. And it could happen after 10, right? It could be 10, 1030, depending on when that 4-hour candle sweeps. But that's when my edge appears, and I have to trade my edge. So yes, every once in a while, I do take those opening trades, right? Again, if risk reward is really good. Sadly, for me, this was great risk to reward because this is my model. This is the TMade model. So, kind of kicking myself that I did not take that trade because we would all be done. Right? We would all be done. It was literally here to here. That was the risk. And I was targeting these lows. And I think if you go to like another time frame here, it's probably, let's see, it's most likely, where's that 5 minute? Okay, here. No. It's just that really nice 15-minute 15-minute BPR TraderMade. But it's super clean, man. Super clean. So yeah, missed out on potentially the best trade of the morning here at the open. So that's kind of a bummer. But if you can remind yourself that the markets are always going to be there and that you will always have a good trade, you won't tilt. You won't ever get tilted, guys. Even losses won't tilt you because you know the next trade is most likely, if you have an edge, that next trade will be the winning trade, and will take away any of your losses and continue to stack up those winning trades. So again, really good call on my end to take that trade off. Very happy about that call. Now, I guess the question for me is, when we take this low and tap into this 15-minute, do we get a reaction to the upside, right? My original trade idea when we got down here was something like this. You know, do I want to attempt that again and try to push for up here? It's really hard to do that when I don't see buyers present in any of this move. Expansion. You're in short at 470, looking for 430s. Nice. I mean, we could get it. I definitely think we're going to tag this area here. NQ is still, ES is still holding way above London lows. So we continue to have SMT here. I kind of want to try this trade. I mean, we are weak. It could be catching a knife, like they say, but this is the original trade idea that I wanted from the start. I'm going to give it a stab here, guys. Let's see if these 4-hour and 15-minute midpoints hold. I'm in between both of those midpoints. So we'll see if buyers step in, right? I'm not looking for a massive move. I don't think we're going to right back up. But I will look for at least $200 here in profit. Just looking for a push right back up into 50% of this original move here. Let's see if it gets us in. It's looking like it may have just froze. Okay. So I would be looking for a small push, not a small push, but 50% of the move, right? To see if we can get back into it. So if I take the magnet off here, I would be looking for an entry here and a push back up into those 50s. See if we get buyers stepping in here. At least we've now taken this low, and ES is still holding so far. It's about to take a low too, so could get a bit of a bid here. Again, now my bias is no longer bullish, but I will take a good risk reward trade back up into 50% here, and we may have missed it, right? This thing might run to those 50s again, and if it does, it does, right? I'm not going to chase it because it skews my risk, and I'd rather wait. So this is even better, actually. This 15-minute candle tags us in and then does do a pop-up would be even better. They have a new 15-minute candle. So this is where I talk about price and time, right? So two things can happen here. That new 15-minute candle delivers back, continues to push to the downside as a continuation candle, right? So that's price and time coming together. Or the new 15-minute candle, buyers step in right here and push us up into the area that I'm looking for, which is somewhere around here, right? So, but this is where price should be a little more volatile. We get a little bit better movement happening from this new candle. So far, it's not looking terrible, right? Would like to see a better reaction, something better than that. There we go. Come on. Let's get a push here. So in this case, guys, I can't go break even because we would have to get above this 15-minute high for me to go break even, right? Because that would be a 15-minute high sweep back into the range if that was to occur. So I can't go break even on this. I have to hold this here, and I have to see if we can get that push I'm looking for, which it looks like we are. Can we get tagged, right? We don't want to. We need to get above this PD right here. That PD rate rejection I don't love. I do want to see us get above it. Nice. I'm going to take 2 off here just because we are rejecting that. And it makes sense, right? I mean, we're still bearish, essentially. Everything has been bearish so far. But I'm okay holding these next 3 here. And then I'm in the profits again if we do get above this little 1-minute gap here. Going to push up into about 50% of that move here. All right, cool. That's the push I wanted to see here. Can we get that full push into my my take profit here? Little 15, 20-point move. Looks like we're about to get it here. So that's what time and price does, guys. Time and price coming together there. That was beautiful. We're back in the green, and we're up about 130 per account here. So that is what time and price does, right? That 15-minute prints, okay, at a low, and you're looking for an instant sweep and a push back into the range for 50% of the move, at least minimum. And we're using time and price here, right? So aligning that new 15-minute open, okay, with the idea that we could sweep and get a push. And that's why I was saying that this can go 2 ways, right? It can go against you or for you. But these are the trades you want to be in. You want to be in when time and price is coming together so that there's a move, right? Here, this was the 10 a.m. open. We did get the move initially, and then we just did this, right? So we lost steam there. And that's when you don't want to be in it anymore, right? So this is great. This is a beautiful move here off of exactly what I was originally wanting to do. I wanted to take this long here with a stop around here, and I wanted this to push all the way back up into here, right? So can this do that? It definitely can. But personally, I'm happy with a push into 50%. Why? Because I was already down on that first trade. And so I am okay with taking that profit, getting myself back into the green, and being okay with just watching the markets here, because there will be another trade. We'll find something else. There will always be a trade, my friends. No need to FOMO into things and no need to do anything. Damn, Self missed my TP by 3 ticks, but that 10:30 candle, I took it off because I expected to spike due to time. Grab 5 points on this small bounce and pass 6 funded next evals. Let's fucking go, dude. Short 470 may be good again. Yeah, for sure. I think it depends on how we do here, right? Are we going to hold this 50%? And look, you could see, like, I was pretty spot on about that 50% move because we are stalling here. So 2 things that I'm seeing, right? Price came, buyers pushed us into what would be essentially the premium. This is the discount, all right? Discount, premium. And it looks like buyers sent us right up into 50%, right? Sellers sent us right back into it, into discount, and now buyers have to defend here, right? Could we see a push back down to this area? We could, and then a move, but it's not likely because we would then be inversing too many PD arrays, and I would expect price to continue down to the downside. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. All I know is that I'm happy with my trade because I secured profits when I was in the red. Now, one thing I will say, and I will be completely honest with you guys, I should have held that trade fully to the target, 5 micros. I should not have taken a few off because we were rejecting that 1 minute gap. I should have traded the trade. I'd be up 200 instead of 130. And that is, again, as much as I say that I am really good with not having emotions and just trading the chart, that was an example of being a bit emotional because I've taken one loss on stream and I wanted to get back into the green, right? So I made a bit of an emotional choice to take off and secure some of that trade. And I should have not done that. I should have waited for full target, which was an easy target. It was right into 50%, right? And as you guys can see here on the live, I'm not making this up, we are rejecting pretty much in this area so far. And looks like we are continuing to the downside. Again, ES is basically hanging out at those 660s. It has taken its previous lows here, not London lows, but it's taken lows. And again, guys, we are seeing a massive divergence between ES and NQ, right? And what does that mean? Well, ES took its highs at London highs, and NQ did not. NQ left London highs up here, never tagged it, right? So ES came up here, took this. NQ did not. NQ is now instead at London lows, while ES is not near London lows yet. It's still in the middle of its range. And so you have massive divergence here. One asset is taking a high, another asset is taking a low. And when you see price so out of whack like that, you do want to be careful, right? And it makes sense as we are watching, as we are waiting for the 2 p.m. news. Very important news today. Some people will say that this is some of the most important news in a while, especially because markets have not been great lately. They have been a bit weird. You're not getting a lot of continuation. We are at all-time highs, but we're not really pushing through the highs. We're taking highs and sweeping back in, and I know that's kind of the all-time high grind that continues, but overall, we haven't really seen much of a continuation on a lot of the trades, and I think it's because we've been waiting for this news that we're going to get today. So yeah, guys, this should be a really awesome fucking day because it should unlock some really good volatility in the markets. But again, right, let's talk about the high probability trading and why I risked this trade here. Okay. Again, liquidity is being swept. We have a higher time frame imbalance, which is a 15-minute and a 4-hour midpoint here. Okay. And I find that when you can stack midpoints of multiple higher time frame imbalances, you're going to have a much higher probability trade. So if I can get as close to the midpoints of stacked imbalances, right? And it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get a push into the upper part and it's gone, right? But if you want good risk reward and you can trade and you can have the patience to trade the midpoints of those areas, you're going to see nice reactions, especially if you mix it in with time, right? So yeah, really cool to see that we did get this move that I was looking for. And again, I said it live here. I said I'm not looking for a push all the way back up into the range. I'm looking for a push only to 50%, right? A little rebalancing of this move for that continuation. And reality and the reason why I was looking for just this move back up into this area is very simple. If I go to the hourly, you're going to see that I don't like the way this hourly candle. I don't like the way 9 a.m. Opened and closed. So 9 a.m. takes 8 a.m. Okay, so here's your 8 a.m. high. 9 a.m. puts in a high here, taking this 8 a.m. high, closing all the way back bearish inside of this range. Okay, so if this is your range low, this is your range high, and we sweep all of this liquidity here and close back towards the low, what am I going to start thinking? I'm going to start thinking this next hourly candle is candle 3. So what do I mean by candle 3? Here's candle 1. Here's candle 2, and that's candle 3, right? So it's a three candle pattern where candle 2 takes candle 1's liquidity and closes back inside. that means that candle 3 should be an expansion candle to the downside. Okay, so I don't want to buy a candle that should, on an hourly time frame, continue lower. I don't want to be a buyer in that, right? I want to be a seller, but I want to be a seller in its wick, which was pretty much impossible to get into on this trade. So since I couldn't get into this short, this is that 15-minute short from the open I was talking about. So I couldn't get into that, and I couldn't really get into this. The next best thing that I could do with always having really good risk to reward, that's the most important part of trading, is the long back into 50% of that candle. So again, you all know, if you're not an ICT trader, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you are, you understand that the higher time frame PD arrays, such as these 4-hour, 15-minute, and hourly fair value gaps that are in this area, are extremely important, as they tell us that that's a place where previously buyers had pushed price in an upward direction, and we never really came back and had a fair auction, right? There wasn't a fair auction between sellers and buyers. So we know that because we have a low volume node essentially, basically between here and here. This is just buyers, no sellers essentially, right? So when we do revisit back into these areas, especially 50%, right, which is the midpoints of those higher time frame imbalances that are all stacked in this area, we should see a reaction from buyers. Now, because that hourly candle is set to expand lower, I'm not looking for a reaction all the way back up. Could it happen? Yes, 100% that can happen. I personally won't be looking for that, because the initial long that I took is where I wanted to see the 10 a.m. reversal, right? We did not get that. Instead, we actually got a push, a small push with an accumulation, which never really happens if you go back and back test. That should have been a push, retest, and continuation, not a push, accumulation, and then a continuation back down, right? That tells me that we are in effect inside of a hourly expansion candle to the downside. So again, even though you have a plan and you have all of this area that you want to go long on, right, doesn't mean that you can risk a ton and look for massive moves, right? You have to still have context on those higher time frames. And the context right now is we are making higher lows, right? We also have SMT right here between ES and NQ on the higher time frame. So I'm not going to be a hero, and I'm not going to be a Rambo and try to take this thing all the way back up, but I am going to secure my profits and take it to where it needs to go. So what do you guys think about that? If you're live here watching and this is all helping you understand how I think, please let me know. Give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this later on, as I know this will be uploaded to YouTube, leave a comment, guys. I would love to hear from you. If this stuff helps you, you know, I'm always fighting between how much do I want to teach and explain on the live streams versus, you know, how much do I just want to be trading and hanging out and just chilling, right? So I find that my biggest thing that I can give you guys is my knowledge. I'm very well knowledge in ICT. I've learned from some really incredible people in the industry who have done really great things. So I always tend to break things down and explain what I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. And I hope that stuff helps you guys, right? I hope it really does. Because all I know is that I wish I could have had that when I was starting out, right? All right, guys, let's see if I can add the P&L here. So executed limits. So I think we got it. There we go. So that's what we're up right now. Remember, we were down like 100 something, and now we're up this. It's not a lot, guys. It's not a lot. I'm not going to lie. It's not a lot at all. I would love to be up a lot more, and I could have been taking the earlier trade, right? But again, can't have FOMO, and you have to follow your plan. And if my plan is going into today, which is a more volatile day because of news, my main goal is to survive and to take the best trades I can take. And usually that is from backtesting, that is involving time. So, which means I don't really want to be trading before. Make this a little smaller. It's a little crazy big here. I don't really want to be trading before 10 a.m. Right? That's just the backtesting, guys. And we're gonna have a backtesting session live here this weekend on in the Discord. And I really highly encourage that you guys, if you're in here from my Discord, and if you're not, I really highly encourage that you show up for this, because it is going to show you how important backtesting is to the confidence of your model. Okay, it's going to be super insightful to see the backtesting happening live, because even me, right? Like when I did the backtesting, I was backtesting, okay, what's my edge at the open, right? And I backtested the open, and my edge was not great. Then I backtested 10 a.m. and I had a massive edge at 10 a.m., right? Whether I was trading a reversal or whether I was trading a continuation. And that's the beautiful part about waiting for 10 a.m. is you can figure out that the market's given you. You can figure out stuff. Guys, let me know if I just disconnected. Okay, no, we're good. Said OBS, I disconnected for a second, but we're still good. So yeah, feeling good about today so far. We are up, not a ton, but we are up, and we made really good decisions on taking certain longs into certain areas and cutting trades when they needed to be cut, right? A lot of people don't understand when a trade needs to be cut. So understanding that is going to be probably one of the greatest things you could do for your trading, guys. I'm not going to lie. Understanding when to cut a trade, right? And that, I think, is that's most people's failure, is they hold trades that are losers, and they can sit there and hold a losing trade, but they can't hold a winning trade. That is a big no-no. They don't know when a trade should be invalid or when a trade is valid. And all that stuff is detrimental to being a really great trader, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. You need to have an edge in the market to do well. But if you have really good risk management and you understand the basics of when you should cut a trade versus when you should hold a trade, you don't even really need an edge, right? You really don't. You just need to have good risk management, because if you have good risk management and you understand those basics, you can make money in this market. It's not that hard. Now, if you understand technicals, if you understand risk management, if you understand keeping your emotions in check, if you understand all the things that make you a well-rounded great trader and you have an edge, then you're a winner, right? I appreciate you, Snaga. Thank you for hanging out here, man. Thank you for being part of the stream here. Happy that you won that giveaway. And by the way, guys, if you're not in our Discord, the Discord is in the in the description below. You can join it. We do giveaways. We will start to do some giveaways here on YouTube as well. That is the plan as we grow on YouTube. Obviously, we're going to be doing a ton of giveaways. But Snag, how do you like the YouTube? Do you think the screen is bigger and more detailed? I mean, we're streaming in pretty high definition here, so I think you guys get to see a lot more of the screen. I also would love to know. I would love to know if you like this color tone that I have going on. I think it's very unique. I have never seen anyone really trading this color. Or do you like this better? What's easier to see for you guys? What's easier to see? If this is easier to see, I might stick with this. Let me know. Let me know. Let your boy know. Guys, it's September 17th. I didn't realize, damn, September is flying here. September is flying. We get down to those 360s, that would be a really good area for price to get bought up at. Little H1 inversion. I mean, ES is still holding really nicely, guys. It's not doing... It is not moving lower, that is for sure. Snagga, should I make a tour of everything that I'm looking at here on the Discord? Okay, could start to see a bounce here, guys. Let's see. 1 minute inversion. We have all of this liquidity here on this trend line. I think I kind of like to, I kind of want to try to give this a fucking go, dude. Maybe give this shit like a small go, dude. Risking a little bit of money here. Come on, man. Can you just update properly? I like this. 10:55, 11's about to open. Come on, man. Why are you always messing up? I like the fact that we hit 1 day manipulation here, and we do have a minute inversion. We have a ton of trend line liquidity that could get tagged. Oh, we're in already. Let's go. All right, guys. We're risking about 50 bucks here. Gonna go a little below this, so I'm probably gonna risk around 60 bucks here, which is totally fine. I like this potentially for another move higher. Maybe we get instantly stopped out here. We'll see. Let's see if this can hold. This should not be orange. This should be white. But yeah, I like this. If we can get a push here, there's a lot of trend line liquidity here, and we're bouncing off of that 1 day manipulation, which is key area I look for, right? And I need to be right below that, this down candle here. I do like this, but what I may do here is, because I still think prices can continue lower, I may just do a very simple trade. I'm already up, so I may do something that some of you may not like, but I do it every once in a while, and it is like a 1-to-1 trade. Right? It's like $100 profit there if it hits. I think I'm gonna try. I think we're gonna try this here. Then we'll be up over 200 something, which is a good base hit for my Apex accounts, and I'll be happy with that, right? But I think if we do get a little breakout here with this trend line liquidity, we could see a bit more of a push to the upside. But we'll see here, guys. I mean, price has been pretty bearish, right? I just can't sell it here. I have to be looking for good risk reward buys here. So wait and see what happens. Might have got it in before 11, and that might be a little bit of a problem for us. But we'll see if this can hold. ES also looking like it wants to push a little higher as well. And this is 50%. So we really need to see buyers stepping in here. But if I want to trade a 1-to-1, I need to move my stop to that low there, and I don't really want to do that. I think we're good where we are. Making higher lows here. So I think we can get a little pop here. I think we get this trade. I think this is a little 1-to-1 here, and I think we get it. See if we can get this pop. Holding this gap here, that 1 minute gap, which is nice. We retested twice the discount, and buyers did step in. They might be waiting for that 20 seconds here, 17 seconds, 15 seconds out on that new hourly. See if that hourly delivers us higher. which is what I want to see, right? I want to see us just get a pop here. Would be ideal. Let me go to fib bears, fib, bull fib here. So that's 7988. Fuck. I kind of think I need to bring my stop a little lower here to, in case we take these lows here. This looks good for a pop to the upside. It really does. So if I go there, what is my risk to reward then? So for a 1, I need to be at 38s. Okay. Let's see if this new hourly candle delivers us a bit higher here. It would be nice if it can deliver us up into this area here, taking that previous 15-minute high. We also have, I think, a 15-minute gap up here, which could be a good place. No, we don't. Damn it. If we had a 15-minute gap here, bro, this would be a magnet for price, and we could definitely see a push into it. But we don't have that, sadly. Yeah, we're not catching any bids right now, so this might not work out, and it is what it is, right? Giving back some of our profits that we made, and it is what it is. Just not catching the moves I want to see here. This really looks good for a pop. I mean, we have this trend line liquidity, this 1 minute inversion, this 1 day manipulation area that we usually bounce off of. I mean, based on over tons of data, 600 sessions, this is a very key area for us to bounce in. We have that higher time frame imbalances that we're sitting in. But yeah, I think we're just weak, and we're not going to see any, not even a little retracement here. I don't really want to risk more than I have. I feel like it's not worth it. I feel like this is just part of preserving your capital. If we get a push here, I'll be super happy. Come on, let's get that initial little pop. Little poppity pop, right? Let's get a little poppity pop. Yeah, I mean, this should take this candle high out. That 436 really should come and pop that candle out, especially for a continuation lower, right? What you look for is you look for a push into previous 50% of a candle, which is going to be your hourly. So the 50% of that mark is up here at 445. So you look for us to take some sort of liquidity for a continuation to the downside. I'm not seeing that we're doing that. We're just looking very weak here. So again, we are up 130 per account. So we are now up 20 bucks. So we have given away our profits there, but I would do that any day of the week. Any day of the week, I would do that. So that means that we are wrapping it up here, guys. We are done for the session. Pretty much break even here today, and we will wait for news this afternoon. I think I was planning to stream this afternoon, but I have a meeting that I have to be in the city for. So I will not be streaming the afternoon session. So guys, if you're trading the afternoon session, please be careful. Please, 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 please don't put risk on. Trade your evals and pass those bad boys. But please be safe. Take care of yourselves. The markets are going to be crazy. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'll be live tomorrow morning, and then we're live for Asia session as well tomorrow and Friday morning. So again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all. We'll cut it here, break even basically on the day, and much love to all you guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.